Let me tell you something. Life is not about standing still. If you wake up the same person tomorrow as you were today, you're wasting a day. Every single day you've got to get up with a mindset of improvement. Every single day you have an opportunity to grow, but that growth starts with what you feed your mind. Learning something new daily isn't just a good habit, it's a necessity if you want to improve yourself. The world is constantly changing, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. Knowledge isn't just about sitting in a classroom or reading a book. It's about staying curious, staying open, and actively seeking out information that can make you better. Now, let's get something straight. Learning doesn't always have to be a big, life-changing discovery. It can be something small. Maybe it's a new word, a new strategy, a new way of thinking, or even a mistake you made that taught you a lesson. The key is to stay intentional about it. Too many people go through life operating on autopilot, doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, and never stretching their minds. That's why they stay stuck. The most successful people in the world are always learning. They read books, they listen to wise people, they study those who've already done what they're trying to do. They know that one piece of information can shift their entire mindset. That's why you have to make learning a daily priority. Listen to a podcast while you drive. Read a few pages of a book before bed. Watch a video that teaches you something useful. Pay attention to conversations, because wisdom often shows up where you least expect it. Your mind is like a muscle, and if you don't exercise it, it gets weak. Learning stretches you, challenges you, and opens doors that staying ignorant will keep shut. The more you learn, the more valuable you become, not just to yourself, but to the world. People who refuse to learn will always work for the people who do. If you don't invest in your mind, you limit your potential. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is often just the right knowledge, and you'll never find it if you're not looking. Growth never happens in comfort. If you keep doing the same things every day, sticking to the same routine and avoiding anything that makes you uncomfortable, you will never evolve. Comfort zones are dangerous because they make you feel safe while keeping you stuck. You might think you're protecting yourself from failure, but in reality, you're blocking yourself from opportunity. The most successful people in the world got to where they are because they took risks, tried new things, and embraced challenges instead of running from them. Fear is the biggest reason people stay in their comfort zones. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of not being good enough. But here's the truth. Every single successful person you admire was once a beginner. They were nervous, they doubted themselves, they failed plenty of times. But the difference is they kept going. They leaned into discomfort instead of avoiding it. That's where real growth happens. Trying something new doesn't have to mean making a huge leap. It can be as simple as speaking up in a meeting when you'd normally stay quiet. It can be introducing yourself to someone who intimidates you, or applying for an opportunity you don't feel 100% ready for. The point is to challenge yourself in ways that stretch you. Each time you do something uncomfortable, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. And once you push past that initial fear, you realize that most of the limits you believed in were just in your head. The people who never step outside their comfort zones are the ones who look back on life with regret. They stay in the same place, watching others grow and wonder why nothing ever changes for them. But the ones who push themselves, who take the risk even when they're scared, they're the ones who level up. They gain new skills, meet new people, and open doors they never even knew existed. The moment you get comfortable with discomfort, your entire life starts to change. The difference between the people who succeed and the ones who stay stuck is simple. Effort. Every single day you have a choice. Stay where you are or push yourself just a little bit harder than you did yesterday. Growth isn't about giant leaps all at once. It's about consistent, intentional effort. If you ran a mile today, run just a little farther tomorrow. If you studied for 30 minutes today, go for 35 tomorrow. That extra push is where progress happens. Most people stop at good enough. They do just enough to get by, just enough to stay comfortable, and then wonder why they never get ahead. The truth is, nobody ever became great by doing the bare minimum. You don't get stronger by lifting the same weight every day. You don't grow by repeating the same routine without challenge. If you want something better for your life, you have to be willing to demand more from yourself. The key is to compete with who you were yesterday. That's the only person you need to be better than. Pushing yourself isn't always easy. Some days you won't feel like it. Some days your mind will come up with every excuse possible to slow down, take a break, or settle. That's when discipline has to step in. You have to stop waiting for motivation because motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline is what makes the difference. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Growth happens in those small daily decisions. It happens when you stay up an extra 15 minutes to work on your goals instead of watching TV. It happens when you choose to go to the gym instead of making an excuse. It happens when you wake up a little earlier, work a little harder, and refuse to let yesterday's